love this movie.
Great.
I just was blown away. I think
nice.
it's one of the best movies of the year. Huge fan of Jim Jarmusch. And obviously you've worked with some great directors, but what's it like working with him? What's he like on the set? What's he like as a director?
I'm a huge fan of Jim Jarmusch too, and was forever and ever. And then I met him, and this is the third film I've made with him, and I continue to be a fan alongside being a friend of his. He knows exactly what he's doing, which is always a great start. He makes this world, but so playfully, so lightly, and it's such fun working with him. It's like a kind of... I'm not a musician, he is, of course, but I have a feeling that, knowing musicians a fair bit, that he shoots like he's laying down tracks for an album. You know, we'll all get together and jam for a bit, and then finally we'll commit something, but only when we're fully loose and laughed a lot.
Is it a lot of takes then? Is it a lot of chances to sort of improvise and try different things, or is it very sort of
Not particularly. I mean, not storyboarded at all. No,
Okay.
he's really interested in atmosphere, and I think, although he would have to tell you this, my sense is that he really wants people to be fully engaged and relaxed and kind of owning it. And the camera is always a kind of fluid thing with him, and of course it's always a musical event, and this film has music in its blood, literally, because Adam is a musician, and so it's a dance. So you just spend a fair bit of time chewing it and getting into the zone, and then you shoot it.
Obviously, the vampire genre is one that's been very popular over the last few years, and in some ways, maybe it's been played out. What did you recognize in this script? Because obviously, this is a very original take on it. What did you sort of recognize in this script that, oh, this is going to be different, this isn't going to be your average vampire film?
I don't know that it will ever play itself out, to be honest. I mean, I think there are as many... This is Jim Jarmusch's vampire film. I think everybody should be doing a vampire film.
The originality is just in that, the fact that it's Jim Jarmusch doing it.
Yeah, and I think it's an interesting enough trope to pull and squeeze and squash and it's an elastic thing. And yes, for a while people have been making a lot of money out of the idea of teenage vampirism, which is really interesting. This is something different. This is about the long haul. This is about a community of vampires who, in particular a couple, who are, pacing it out over the centuries. And who knows? I mean, I just saw a really great documentary about vampires made by Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement from New Zealand, which is fantastic. So, I don't know that it will ever play itself out. But this is about love. I would even suggest that more than a vampire film, it's a love story.
Right. Well,
it's about a long relationship.
And obviously your character, Eve, and Tom Hiddleston, Adam. Tell me about working with Tom Hiddleston, because he's so good.
Delight. Yeah, absolute delight. He's another friend of mine, and we had such fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a doll.
Yeah, and your hair for this film, did you have any role in that? Or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, putting together the look was kind of all the work we did, really, and then we just played once we'd got the fancy dress sorted. That's pretty much all the work ever is for me. We talked about wolves a lot, because if you're going to be really away from society, you're going to be somehow an animal, and we figured out what kind of animal we might be. And there's a heartbeat in the soundtrack that comes and goes, which is a wolf's heart. And we decided that actually the best hair for us, particularly for my character, was wolf hair and yak hair. So yeah, we're so over hairbrushes, us vampires.
Yeah, well, it's perfect in the film. It's great. I really enjoyed it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice seeing you again.
Thank you very much.